Recorded in their mother's basement, Super Nerdland brings you Graded Point 5, where in a comic book it would be worth less than the polybag it comes in.
Hey everybody, welcome to Graded Point 5. This is going to be an unmitigated disaster, but I guarantee you, you're going to love every moment of it.
Yeah, if you're fucking mentally ill. Like watching a train wreck.
With me, like sick, like a good rapper, you know.
With me are the usual cast of idiots. I'm Jason, of course. Cause yeah.
Exciting!
Yeah. We got Wayne and Daryl as always. We dragged Dick along for the ride, and then we borrowed one of the Nothing in Particular podcast people. We grabbed Fetusberry and said, "Hey, come dick around with us."
Dicking is extremely my shit.
That's amazing because it is not gay at all.
Yeah. And funnily enough, this motherfucker's classing up the joint. So.
Hey man, you can suck a dick and not be gay, dude.
I mean, I am glad that we understand each other.
It's the rapport.
All right, before we get too deep into it, we're going to spoil a lot of stuff for a lot of shit from a lot of publishers. Mm-hmm. Don't like it.
This is your warning. Skip to 1 hour and 57 seconds.
Right about that, and you'd be good. Or just find another podcast because we'd like to spoil shit here.
Oh, no, stay here and just fucking.
Yeah, stay here and grow a pair.
Yeah, look. Eventually, you're going to get behind on your pull list. It always happens. It always does. Let's not be coy about this. So, might as well go ahead and get it out of the way. Get all the information you need, and then you can enjoy the book afterwards.
Oh, implying that people can enjoy modern comics.
I am just saying.
Comic.
Don't ruin this for me, Daryl.
Comic is so cool.
That is my sole fucking purpose in life, dude.
You've already ruined my wedding. I don't know. Now you're going to ruin this podcast for me.
Yes, buddy. That's what I do.
I feel like there's a story here.
I will. One day we'll spoil it on the next episode of Great.
It's a what if. It's not very good.
Yeah, it's not great, but
it was better off as a one shot.
The movie was better.
It's still better than Super Empire. So.
The movie was better.
God damn it!
Jason, all right. Well, this is off the rails. I don't even give a shit anymore.
We've been at it for like 4 minutes, and we've already derailed all trains of thought.
Oh yeah, we're done. You know,
it's a wrap. See you next week. Bye.
Yeah. See y'all guys later. Bye.
And that's one in the can.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Let's wrap this up. Go get some
eyeballs and tie one on.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, Jason.
All the boys here, so we can crack open a cold one.
So let's go get business drunk.
Let us acquiesce to Jason so he can actually present what the podcast is going to be about.
Yes.
All right. So, if I was to ask, let's say you, Fetusberry, one question: who or what is the best villain in all of comics, and why is it Dr. Doom? What would you say?
Dr. Doom is a sucker.
Ooh.
The true villain in existence is fucking Entropy, dude.
God damn it! I had to eyeball me.
Comic books will never survive. The eventual collapse of the sun, and so
the inevitable heat death of the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, that. As far as I guess as far as comic books go, I think there are a lot of different ways to think about it. There's the sort of threat levels, even Stiltman's pretty funny. And Galactus isn't really evil as much as he's a force of nature. I mean, Thanos is... Thanos, he's trying to unmake reality to impress Death, who is interested in Deadpool. So, yeah, that's a good villain for me.
Dude, Thanos is the ultimate cuck.
I was going to say, Thanos is a beta orbiter. What the hell?
He is, yeah. He tries really, really fucking hard, but she's just not having it.
The cut
The thing about Thanos in particular is that dude has such a fucking self-worth fucking complex that he always gives unwittingly, subconsciously gives his opponents the means to fucking defeat him.
Oh yeah, like the Riddler or pretty much any Batman villain. Calendar Man.
You'll never figure this one out, Batman.
Again, and Arbor Day is next week, Dick.
Hey, isn't there a villain that's like themed on quilts and shit? Or is
That's a Crazy Quilt.
Man,
Crazy Quilt? Yeah.
Crazy Quilt, yeah. That's a yeah.
and Kite Man too.
Yep, those are.
Kite Man.
I thought you said something else, and it's like this took a turn.
I love.
Oh, dude. On that note, do you guys remember when the issue of Wolverine got pulled because they called Sabretooth a kike?
What? Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Oh, hey.
It happened in the 90s. He was supposed to say the killer known as Sabretooth, and it said the kike known as Sabretooth.
Something got through editing.
Typographical error.
It's red pilled confirmed.
That's amazing considering that most of the creators of comics happen to be Jewish, so it would have been very it's like,
That
oh
was a self-loathing writer right there.
yeah, exactly. Man, I hate me.
Everything about me, it just sucks.
I mean,
It sucks.
I hoard money.
But on the
Dude,
other
like,
hand,
fuck my parents for making me. This is garbage.
But on the other hand, he's got this fucking like this delusion of grandeur or whatever that fucking makes him liken himself to fucking Sabretooth. He's like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hate myself, but I'm this big badass.
Yeah, I'm also a terrifying large man
What-
with fangs and overgrown fingernails.
What it was? No, actually, what it was, he had a glorious blonde mullet,
Yeah.
just like Sabretooth did back then. So he's like,
Got that hockey hair.
He had to take a turn from wrestling. He had that Sid Vicious mullet. With the curls and everything. He's like,
The classic perm mullet. Yeah,
yeah.
get the activator in it.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's get this conversation kicked off proper.
Didn't we?
What do you think we've been doing?
What have we been doing? Yeah,
I think he
what have
was.
we been doing?
I think Jason was intending. I was gonna say Jason was probably intending to eventually ask everybody.
Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, no. Okay,
I think
well.
you've given Jason too much credit here.
I'm going to be honest. I think you're giving Jason too much credit here.
Well, do you want me to ask the question then?
Oh, I've got my opinion about who the biggest villain in comics is right now.
Go ahead.
Nick Spencer.
That's a good one. I like it. Yeah, it's like
And at the same time, it's also an answer, which would be the writers.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
in
it's,
general.
so essentially,
Greg
in this situation, well, Greg Land's a different. But yeah, essentially, the greatest villain in Marvel Comics is the guy writing it because he literally wants to destroy it. So yeah. Good job, Daryl.
Yeah. That was way more insightful
I feel like it's
than all
probably the lizard people inside our Hollow Earth.
You sort of, you sort of stole my thunder. Who I was going to say who I think is the best villain in comics, but it's okay. Rob Liefeld.
We still got to do that episode.
Rob, I can't draw.
All right.
Liefeld.
All right, Dick. Who do you think's the biggest villain, or the best villain in comics?
Best villain, best written has to be Doctor Doom, hands down. Doctor Doom is fucking the shit. He's fucking intelligent. He's smart. He's not actually evil. He's just evil by circumstance. And
Richard!
It's a function of his fucking ego, his over fucking active ego, dude.
Well, yeah, it's that.
He
and it's
fancies
also,
himself like fucking
Savior complex.
Yeah,
He can never.
Super genius.
Yeah, his thing. He cannot accept that he's second best.
right.
Mystic.
Exactly.
That's his biggest. Well, I mean, if you're looking at it in terms of the entire Marvel continuity,
No, he's got a fucking inferiority complex.
like fourth best, maybe. I mean, let's be honest. He's up there. I mean, he's not stupid. We're not trying to say Doctor Doom's hella intelligent, but there are at least 3 or 4 people who are probably more intelligent than he is, and that bugs him a lot.
Yeah, no.
Like one day, I expect him to come just beat the shit out of Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, he's like, you got no. Well, you know what? You don't have any power, so I can actually beat the shit out of you.
Well, no, Amadeus Cho's now the Hulk.
Well, no,
Yeah,
he's got
you are, see. Here's the thing: you're putting in continuity that I'm not acknowledging. So,
Oh, I see how this works.
Is that a legal move? Can we do that? Are we allowed to do
Yeah,
that?
that is allowed.
The judges are allowing it. Yeah.
Oh, that show's going way off the
dude.
fucking rails now, dude.
One of the unspoken rules of Grade 8.5, there is no clone saga.
yeah.
I'm about to fuck shit up.
The Jackal, dude.
Fucking jackal, dude.
The jackal.
Off comic book fans
Yeah,
back in the 90s.
for nearly wrecking
I'm very
Spider-Man
smart,
forever.
and I'm
Yeah.
also green.
All right, Dick.
Yeah.
So you're saying Doom?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's at least my favorite. I don't know. I mean, you have to remember also that my experience with comics is very limited. So
Sure.
I don't have to remember shit.
Yeah, right. For me, it was always Galactus, but not because he was necessarily villainous, but just because he was such a huge threat. You know, and he made for some interesting stories and shit. But
I like the the one thing I always found interesting about Galactus is that yes, he is not quote evil. He is as Fetusberry said earlier, a force of nature.
right,
He is, so therefore he must.
right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that dude has some banter.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I just got mad bands.
He got mad bands. He straight up was like, if they, it's funny, superheroes will swat at him for a little while, and he won't pay him no mind, and then eventually is like, "What are y'all doing?" Look, straight up, I'm gonna eat your planet, and there's really nothing you can do about it, so you're wasting your time. Oh shit, you got the ultimate nullifier.
Like they pop up in front of his face, and he's like, how long have you been here? Look, I'm really hungry, and I'm doing this." And then Richards is like, "Hang on, guys." And Galactus is like, "God damn it. I'm going to be really hungry when I get to the next star system."
Now, Wayne,
Thanks,
what about
Richards?
What about you? Where are you sitting on this?
Okay, in serious, not besides Rob Liefeld. Gosh, see, the problem is my problem was always just like, I have the best of each company. Well, I say each, talking about at least Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
As far as Marvel, I would say pre-Resurrection Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
Before they did the Deus Ex Machina, and it's like, oh, he hasn't been dead the whole time, LOL. But
Yeah.
Right.
He was an LMD. LMD clone mind control.
And as far as if we go to DC route, I'm just going to say the Joker all day because
Oh yeah.
because that it's absolute insanity. There's no rhyme or reason why he does what he does. He does it because it's funny to him.
It's chaos.
Yeah, like one day, it's like I think there was a one issue of Batman where he was talking about Joker. Now, but necessarily a Joker story. He's just mentioning it offhand. He said, basically Batman said Joker 1 week will put lipstick on fishes because it's funny, and then the next week he poisons thousands of people. So
Yeah.
like there is no. It's not like how we were talking about like Crazy Quip and Kite Man and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Those were reason. They have like their shtick.
Right.
Aha! I'm robbing a bank and I'm do crazy stuff.
I will prove the superiority of stilts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. But Joker is
You
just
can't
like,
reach me.
and that's one of the things. Like the most, I always said they've always said the most the best. Some of the best villains are the unpredictable ones.
Yeah.
So
Now I'm gonna go a little outside the box here.
What the hell was the name of that guy who had the polka dots all over him? Batman villain?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty hard to predict because he's just.
you might have a seizure if you watch him.
Or is that who is that? Tenclops, the guy who's got the fingers on his eyes. What an asshole!
Oh jeez.
You mean eyes on his fingers?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those. Flip it.
But no, I'm gonna highbrow y'all a little here
All right.
for my choice. How many of you guys have read Why the Last Man?
Know about it. I haven't really, read up on it, but never read it.
You need to read it.
Wait, I got to the last. I think it was the last issue, and I didn't have it at the time, and I just haven't read it.
You didn't miss much. The last issue kind of sucked. It didn't end
Not
well.
wrong. He's not wrong.
But for mine, I gotta say Alter.
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain Alter to those of us who? Yeah.
Well, when the men die out, she loses her shit.
Oh, okay.
And
Basically,
basically,
the general staff for Israel.
yeah, and tries to go on a holy war to find Yorick.
Alas.
And her intents are completely fucked up. but she believes she's doing it for the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Magneto if Magneto had a chance in hell of succeeding.
Okay, so essentially,
those dicks from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's a thing where it's like, well, I'm going to do something because it needs to be done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best way to go. Maybe not the best way to go about it, but they're going to do it anyway because that's the only way they see out of it.
Right. Brought up The Walking Dead, which for a comic book that basically kind of deals with the human condition in shitty circumstances, the villains have been really kind of shitty. Like you have the potential to tell stories like real human stories, and for the most part, kind of screwed the pooch on that.
I got so tired of that series because it leans so heavily on whoa, man is the greatest monster of all.
Microphone
And
muted.
yeah, it's not that's not a poignant statement, but it is a bit trite.
And not just that, but then you get characters like Negan who are so over the top that it kind of sells that the potential in that way short.
Caricaturized. Well, you keep raising the bar, you have to find greater threats, because what else is going to keep readers interested?
That was kind of
where do you go past a certain point?
You make a great point because I said eventually, what are they going to do? Are they going to have a nemesis type zombie from RE?
Yeah, something just
that
totally
would be
retarded
better.
and over the top.
Like I said, it would be better instead of men are the ultimate evil. No, that is.
Okay, here's another question too. How the hell long has it been in that series since the initial outbreak? Because if those bodies are decomposing the entire fucking time, sooner or later, all of the zombies will fall apart.
Activated.
Mm-hmm.
You only have to wait over a fucking season for that to happen.
If there's
winter,
a summer, you don't really have to wait very long, and then there comes winter.
Yep.
Or even get across a large body of water.
Well, as I understand it, they can walk.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing
at
is,
least kind of float.
Well, the situation is, if they're using the rules that they've established, eventually the undead will bloat and eventually not be able to move at all in water.
Right.
Yeah.
Essentially
waterlogged. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So at some point, I know this kind of I guess if we're saying the villain is man, LOL. Using that as the thing, but it also lends to a stupidity in the way things are written, because I understand with Walking Dead, you're in a literal real world doomsday scenario.
Yeah,
but eventually, apparently, everybody is stupid.
Yep.
Because
pretty much everybody.
Because things they have already figured out, they just can't seem to piece it all together. It's if we did this and this and this, and just held out for a while, we'd be all right.
Right, and I think the fucking frustrating thing about the comic is they artificially introduce these fucking threats, like the governor or Negan, that force them out of their safe zones. And
hey guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they went to the prison and they settled down there and they had a happy life, do you think that comic would be terribly interesting?
It's not terribly interesting as it is.
Volume. Well, no, but they have to keep doing something. They have to do something to move the plot along, because if they're and then they found they found Utopia and they settled down. The end.
That's
you can't really sell anything more on that.
Well, that's when you bring
pushing it like the fucking Resident Evil movies.
That's when you bring the Nemesis zombie in. No.
Well, that's what I always found funny about like people who nitpick TV shows, because it's the same concept. If the characters acted intelligently, we wouldn't have a fucking show.
It's true.
Or whatever.
And horror movies too.
Yeah.
It'll just be over.
It kind of goes back to why Superman in the from the 40s up to the 80s had to be nerfed, because he was literally I like it. I was talking to a friend last night and I says essentially what DC inadvertently did was created God.
Yeah, he was just whatever it is the writers decided he had to do, he would do it.
Mm-hmm. He was.
And it's not particularly interesting.
Right. And actually, Daryl, you say they have to keep making stupid decisions to push forward.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring up a counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Saga.
What now?
The Brian K. Vaughan book, Saga. I think it was Brian K. Vaughan. I've read the first volume, part of the first volume, and That book actually is like intelligently written and it still drives.
Yeah, you're right. It is Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah.
Well, out there, though,
I'm literally reading
they're dealing with, like,
reading the
Wikipedia
like,
as a
shit, right?
It's not that, and there's other books like it, like, again, Why the Last Man, there's a ton of books like it. It's just lazy that it has to be that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but we're talking, like, shit meant for, like, a general audience, too.
Yeah.
Isn't Saga, like, some, like, interplanetary shit as well?
Yes.
There's a lot of room you can play with there. If you're talking zombie apocalypse, that only means a couple of things.
Yeah. I mean, there's...
So, like, out in space, whoa, something happened. Hey, like it does anytime any comic book characters go into space.
They never just get there,
No,
right.
No, not really.
I kind of liked the way IDW did their zombie event one time. They took each, universe and, stuff like, because they had like Star Trek and Transformers and G.I. Joe and stuff like that. And they told a story how each thing would handle what. Like, how, what is a zombie outbreak to a species that can, do interplanetary travel, like, in Star Trek,
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to, that's something like, I guess that becomes like more like Aliens-esque, except with zombies, because that means the zombie has to get on the ship and start fucking shit up.
Yeah, but then the ship somehow has to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get what you mean, yeah. I don't want to go too far down that one, but yeah. I get what you mean, yeah.
Or what would it mean to a fucking Transformer?
Well,
yeah, right.
That's funny because they kind of, with Dark Energon, they kind of have zombies.
Yeah, that's true.
Already.
But
so,
like the zombie virus, like we think about it.
Yeah. The actual organic virus wouldn't be very effective. And I think what they dealt with like Dark Energon in their version of it, but they also dealt with like human, like a human. And it was kind of funny that when they dealt. I think what it was, they came in, if I remember correctly, the Transformers, the Autobots, not Decepticons don't give a shit. They're like, Earth's going to destroy itself. Great, Like, great. Hey, that's what we got to do. Fuck. But that was kind of like they were kind of helping out, like doing triage and shit like that for the survivors and stuff. And they were like, "Man, what's the big deal? This is kind of stupid." And then they, and then they had their own, Dark Energon outbreak. It was like, oh, now we get it,
dude. Dude, how about the villain for Marvel being the techno-organic virus?
So
the Phalanx.
I was gonna say something Apocalypse will make.
yeah, Apocalypse and Sinister, yeah. And then for DC, they got that Yellow Lantern, who's a virus. Yep. That guy's cool.
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
Because I think didn't the Green Lantern Corps have to recruit somebody from that, from another organic virus to like combat him or something like that?
Oh, that's entirely possible. That sounds like something they would do.
Yeah, but it's kind of like they had a cause and effect, but they had it was great because I think he infected. It was a top tier lantern that he infected. Woo. And it was really, cool and interesting. I remember.
So literally anybody but Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Dang.
Hot take.
You just
snap, that was spicy.
It's like, hey, Guy, you're second tier.
Well, dude, let's put it this way. I would put Lop Fan above fucking Guy Gardner.
No, I know one guy who liked him kind of ironically. Yeah.
But he's like, hey, Guy Gardner, pretty good.
I don't fucking talk to that guy anymore.
Dude, like, that would be grounds to cut somebody out of your life.
It's like, well, you're not worth knowing.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. I mean, that coupled with a lot of other stuff. I'm just like, dude,
that's up there with like being an unironic Roman Reigns mark.
Oh boy. Yeah, I was thinking about that, about how Superman had to be nerfed, and I'm like, oh yeah, just like Roman Reigns, because anytime he steps into the ring, it's like, Roman's gonna win. Oh no, it looks like he's gonna lose. Yeah, have you ever seen a Roman Reigns match? Ooh, Superman punch, the spear. Drop. 1, 2, 3, Roman Reigns wins it again. Man.
My question is, when has Superman ever punched anybody like that?
Not fucking ever. That's not ever.
Yeah, because it's called the Superman punch. I said I've never seen Superman jump in the air and then come down and punch. I said usually he's swooping down from an angle and punching somebody,
or just walking straight up to him and decking him.
Yeah, because the whole jump and punch is much more like Thing or Hulk, but whatever.
course, there was one I saw a picture where where Roman was punching Strowman, and it looked like he was doing ballet. Because he literally contorted his body like he was like literally perpendicular. His legs are perpendicular to his arms.
I think he has to twist to cut the momentum and reduce the impact, but
or he might shatter the walls of reality because he's so strong.
yeah. Or else we would end up with half of Braun Strowman's body blown out into the crowd like Hokuto no Ken. Roman Reigns being like, "Oh my wamo."
What would be great? Roman Reigns would have
my yard.
Braun Strowman, half his body would be gone, and he would still say, "I'm not finished with you."
Foley, you get me another half a body, or else.
Oh my god.
So we have determined that Roman Reigns is the greatest comic book villain in
And the thing is, due to the fact that WWE does now have a published comic book, this is all canon, motherfuckers.
There you go. It's now been established.
Oh, I forgot about that shit.
For this shit.
So
I am not drunk at all,
Braun
and I'm
Strowman, but he's made out of nanobots, so it's kind of like But he turns his hands into hammers like that Battletoad arcade game.
So is he
he'll become like a drill?
Is that why he's mostly immune to Roman's attacks because he becomes like adapted to it eventually?
I think he's actually more like Luke Cage, really.
Oh, he just cannot be hurt.
Yeah, well, he just decides that he's going to be extra tough and just is. Because Big Show's the only one who's been able to step up, just like say Sentry would to Luke Cage, and you're way stronger, or Thing or Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
They're you are bigger, you're stronger, but still take a hell of a beating.
Mm-hmm.
I think something though that's more interesting than villains themselves is their underlying motivations for being evil.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of different schools of thoughts for that. You have villains who are evil for the sake of being evil, and then you have the misguided hero and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You getting all philosophical as shit.
That's usually what I end up doing on the
wearing
show.
Stilts and trying to commit crimes like it's a good idea.
I love that he's turned this whole Stiltman thing into a thing now.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
Hey, do
you remember that time Punisher shot him with an anti-tank rocket?
Yeah.
Good times.
You say that, but I remember a time when people thought Catman was a joke.
True.
And they ended up making him a bad. And the reason I say that is because I've noticed some comic book creator, and I give them credit for it. If they can make it work, fine. They'll take enemies that are supposed to be a joke and make them
yeah,
Dr. Light, for example. Dr. Light, we never knew that he was a fucking badass.
Badass,
or a piece of
more rapist. But yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, rapist. What I'm saying is he was his
ex-wife.
Yeah, but what I was saying is when I say badass, I mean badass as in he posed a threat to the Justice League and not just played around with teenagers. Yeah. Then the whole being a rapist thing was just icing on the cake of being a jerk.
Is that Deathstroke dig?
No, I'm
hanging out with teens all day, man. Don't you go putting that kind of shade on my man Slade.
Look, everything's fine. Slade is okay, except for that bullshit that he uses 90% of his brain.
He fucked a 16-year-old girl.
This is true.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Terra.
It's not even just hinted at. It was fully said.
That sounds like something that would come up at a Teen Titans meeting. We don't talk about Terra.
Robin looks over at a framed picture in a trophy case.
I think about that time that 50-year-old dude was fucking her. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and Beast Boy's over there dude.
He's like, hey, Beast Boy, Slade got a piece of that.
Come on, man.
He's like a literal fly on the wall.
So Terra confirmed for best villain in all of comic books.
I mean,
Terra Firma.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was. I mean, it wasn't. That was like one of the better written inside jobs in DC's history.
That's
so
what made that fucking movie so awful.
I haven't seen the movie. I saw like clips of it.
Yeah.
Is it bad?
Pretty bad. It's got a fucking animated Kevin Smith playing himself.
Oh,
at the end.
Shit.
Yeah.
Look how Batman 3, goddamn.
Yeah, he's just like,
Get out my face, Kev.
and for some reason he's playing himself as a fucking like fucking news, I don't know, like he's got his own fucking radio show and shit. Like, when has Kevin Smith ever been known for that?
What,
He's
like
got his
He does have like several podcasts.
Yeah,
So
podcast.
So
Like a million podcasts.
So he was like reporting like he was doing his podcast.
But no, it was live.
I know, but still. You know.
Yeah, but no, I was fucking flipping through the movie because like the first 20 minutes bored the fuck out of me, and I was like, does this get any better?
Well, you didn't like the love story with Dick and
the awkward shit with
you didn't
Dick talking about how he likes to be dominated in bed and shit.
Yeah, no, you didn't like that.
Show me that move, baby.
And then she was like, here? Like, whoa.
Wait, who was Dick trying to fuck?
Starfire.
No, well, not
Coriander.
There was no trying.
Yeah. Yeah. It was heavily implied
there was no try.
There was literally a point where they were doing some sparring, and she said, "You have improved," and I think Tara like snickered or something. She says, "Oh no, Tara, he is very good at having the set," and it was like, Corey.
Well then,
he likes to poke into my brown eye every once in a while.
Ooh.
No,
I'm sure she has I'm sure she would use the Tamaranian word for it.
yeah. What would the Tamaranian?
Dick wishes to penetrate my Garmswarngle with his Klinkdorp.
oh god.
We do not do this on my planet, but he assured me it is normal on yours.
He assures me that his Klinkdorp is normal size,
Klinkdorp?
average size.
Thank you for remembering that. Yeah, because I made that up and I immediately forgot it.
There was I remember there was like, speaking of that, I don't know how we got on the subject, but
I don't know how we
always
get on
down to
any
dicks and
subject,
butts.
man.
this is true. But I remember there was a thing talking about like Superman and his dongle, and like the first time Lois
Superman
sees it,
USB
he's like,
dongle. Yeah, it's on 39B.
and she was like, is this supposed to be like that? He said, yeah, and she said, why does it have a pincer?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He said, that's the better grip. Don't you have something like that?
Yeah, it's Kryptonian.
I'm trying to grip your ovaries, bitch.
This is normal.
I'm going up through the cervix, man. Yeah. Just
Why does it
sit
have-
back and let it happen.
Why does it have a pincer? I'm like,
it's so weird that I have an ovipositor. Yeah, okay, look, man, on my planet, the women are the ones who,
Yeah.
That's some Japanese hentai bullshit.
nine tentacle cocks.
Yeah.
Normal for a Kryptonian.
you got to
Some wealthy families have upwards of 14.
it's to preserve the species. I mean, come on.
The female Kryptonian has an octopus wall.
Octopus.
Wow. It's the best best way to God, stop.
Like rabbits.
Okay, so the greatest villain is us.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's all that's been confirmed through this episode is that
We've ruined everything.
Horrible people.
Yeah.
Just what, fam? It's done. Just blow up the planet.
I think the primary purpose of this show is to make other people feel better about themselves.
Hey, man, you know what?
And we're doing a fantastic fucking job.
My life ain't so bad.
There's a flip side to villains though that we haven't talked about yet.
Heroes?
Anti-heroes.
Oh.
They're not so much a flip side. It's kind of like a.
Now, are you talking when you say anti-heroes? Because there's two ways that can go about.
Like
one,
Darkhawk.
No, we're talking about that time Aunt May became a superhero.
anti-hero. I think that happened.
I see. Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
AU.
that happened. Spider.
I remember at one point she was the golden oldie.
Yes.
Lordy.
Remember that?
She
time
also
fucking,
banged Norman Osborn and Dr. Octavius.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
And then there was that time that Mysterio made Pete think that Aunt May had died and he had to go to fucking therapy. You remember that? Mysterio is easily one of the better Spider-Man villains, dude. Like, anybody can come in and just fuck up Pete's life. You know, that time Chameleon tried to go after Mary Jane, but she beat him almost to death with a baseball bat. You can ruin Pete's life.
Wasn't he the guy that made all Wolverine kill all the X-Men in Old Man?
Yeah, that's the one. The old goldfish head.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goldfish bowl head, man. Yeah, Mysterio, yeah. I mean, he seems like an idiot, like a D-lister, but it's sort of like Dr. Light, because like he just came out of nowhere, and it's like, wow, you're actually like secretly a fucking evil genius,
or extremely powerful.
Will tell you that he is smart.
Yeah.
You know who else is good? Carrion.
Well,
was that
Spider-Man?
The kind of vampire-ish kind of.
Yeah, he kind of looked like a vampire. He didn't have the fangs. He has sort of yellowish, like jaundice skin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like he sucked life force and shit like that. Yeah.
Was he the one that like touched people?
Dust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
he was in
Maximum Carnage when all he did was just kind of float there.
Yep.
You know, this is like a fucking meta callback to that Old Man Logan episode, because you guys talked about Maximum Carnage and fucking separation anxiety. Yeah. They were both great video games, man. Great video games.
But going back to what Dick was saying.
Also, this is, if I may, just one. I noticed the Spider-Man arcade game, the one with Namor, was basically Maximum Carnage. Well, I should say Maximum Carnage is basically the Spider-Man arcade game. So many of the the
similarities,
animations, the animations and the characters are really, really similar.
I had no idea there was an arcade game.
Yeah, there was actually a couple arcade games.
There were a few. The one that I mean is it was
like Spider-Man, Hawkeye,
Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Black Cat, Namor.
Yeah, Namor. Because Namor teams up with Spider-Man all the time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and when he claps his hands, it throws lightning, which I don't understand at all.
So basically, it's like we wanted Thor but couldn't get him.
So instead, you get Namor.
Yeah,
but it was a Sega arcade cabinet, I think.
Yep, it was Sega. It sure was. It was never ported to any other system, but
it was arcade only.
I remember because I was traveling through Virginia, I believe, and we stopped at a convenient. Me and my parents.
Too bad, Virginia.
Me and my parents were, stopped at a convenience store, and it happened to be there. I was like, gonna fire this up. And it was pretty fun. It was, kind of reminded you of those Capcom beat 'em ups.
Konami was.
Yeah, or Konami,
Yeah, that one too. Yeah, it was kind of like, sort of like Captain America and the Avengers.
It bigger sprites and stuff.
Yeah, I'm watching it, and he's fighting Venom as the boss fight.
That's early on in the game.
Blows up gigantic. And,
that's another thing. The Venom is not just a one-off. He shows up all over.
Yeah.
It kind of happened in the.
Had two different game modes while you were playing. It was sort of like Super C, where there was one that was more like Maximum Carnage, where you're beating the dudes up, and then the other one where you could throw a projectile.
Yeah.
And then because Sega had a Spider-Man game on Genesis, and it was kind of like that. Venom would just pop in every once in a while. He'd beat on you a little bit and then leave. And I will say, because that was a game. If you remember it, you could take pictures. You could actually do the Peter Parker thing and take pictures while you're playing and shit. And if you got a picture of Venom, you made mad bank. It was like one time I got a picture of Venom with Doc Ock on the air at the same time, and I got I think it was $4,000. I was like, damn, Jonah paid out for that.
Okay,
it's a great pick, kid, but Spider-Man's not stealing anything. I'll give you $50.
Look at Spider-Man attacking that helpless symbiote. Fuck it.
That defenseless black man over there.
To wrap it around
old
Venom,
guy with the long arms.
To wrap it around Venom, Venom is a prime example of a villain turned anti-hero. And
remember when he was the what was it? Savage Protector.
Lethal Protector.
Lethal Protector. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
That was
out people's lungs.
It was eating.
I love that the whole time. When he was Lethal Protector, he's like, I really still do hate you, Peter. But I also don't like the
fucking kill Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I also hate these villains. Yeah, I hate these villains and I hate crime, so I'm going to go do this.
Also, if you eat muggers.
Yeah. If you stay out of my way, I'm not going to come after you. But if you get in my way, I'm going to eat you. So
and that actually worked out mostly because Spidey's in New York, and Venom went to San Francisco. But then the events of Maximum Carnage, and we all know the rest of this story.
Mm-hmm. Which they had to put their shit aside to.
And just to think, current issues of Venom have put the symbiote back on Eddie Brock.
Yeah, I heard he came back.
Yeah.
So who were the villains in Maximum Carnage?
Carnage, Shriek,
Carrion, Carnage, Sheik, Doppelganger, Carrion, Demogoblin.
I think that's it, though. For the
I think that's most of them.
Bad hygiene, poor social skills.
Yeah. And then the heroes were kind of scattered. I like that they made a huge deal that Captain America was going to cross over, and he was literally in like one panel.
Yeah, he popped up like once. Yeah,
and it was at the very end when they were taking them all into custody and shit. I was like,
was that the story where Shriek was using her powers to like get everybody to fuck shit up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
because her powers weren't just like
the patriotism thing.
Like now, because now like her powers are just like, she just sonic screams and shit. No, she could like fuck with people.
Yeah, she could make them go crazy. Yeah. So they were all like smashing up storefronts and stuff, and he came down and he was like, "This is not America, and this is not right, and this isn't, the usual lawful good shit." And then everybody actually snapped out of the Shriek stuff. Like,
because that's what.
I thought he was giving that monologue to like the villains, like the only thing fucking stopping them is they hadn't heard that, like.
Look, Cletus, and Cletus, you really need to like put, because we're Americans. We need to stand by each other.
Mr. Cassidy, may I call you Cletus? Cletus, listen to me. It's nothing against you. Everyone needs a helping hand now and again. So why don't we turn around and go and check you back into Ravencroft?
I'll even throw in
Maybe we'll stop on the way and get a nice push pop.
Yeah. I know that you might think murder is fun, but come on, man. Come on.
But let me ask you this: have you tried not murdering?
I would just love to see a fucking superhero fucking confront a villain and just go, "Come on, man, come on."
and what if the villain is like, you know what, you're right, and just
yeah.
Maybe that would be like he would have the powers of persuasion, but it'd be really, really weak.
Yeah.
So I'd just be like, come on, don't be a dick, dude. Just put the car down or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Convince Dr. Doom not to kill Reed Richards. Is like, hey, come on, hey.
Richards, our day of reckoning has come. And then like in comes a guy and he's like, come on.
Come on.
Victor,
come on.
Victor.
Don't be a dick, dude.
Come on.
Is that the stretch you gotta go, man? Doesn't seem that bad.
I mean, you got a whole country. What does he got? I mean, you try to make
one building in New York City. One. You can let him have it, man. Come on.
Are you using the relative privation fallacy on me, man? He's like, man, that superhero's got it worse, man. Come on.
Come on. I mean, really. Like, it's just like, hey, dude, think about it, dude. It's like, it's not. Is your wife literally that bad? I mean,
but have you tried not murdering?
Yeah.
Have you tried not trying to kill Reed Richards?
Now, Victor, I know you've been angry for a long time, but let me remind you of something.
He's fucking Dr. Phil.
It's nice to be nice.
Now, let me have a conversation with you, Dr. Doom. Like, let's explore the source of your anger.
Now, Dr. Doom, Doctor, if you'd like to have a sit, do you mind if I call you Victor?
We're both doctors here. I mean,
now worst part is you change one channel up. It's Typhoid Mary and Jerry Springer.
Like, don't even get to the interview. She just starts throwing shit. I mean,
just fighting herself.
Yeah, Daredevil
just comes out.
The father.
For our next guest, let's welcome Typhoid Mary, and she comes straight out of the dressing room, like murder a couple of people, throw furniture around, like knock a camera over, set something on fire. Well, we're gonna go to break,
and they come back and she's perfectly fine. Like, ready for the interview. It's like, what just happened?
We're back from commercial, and we've got the fires mostly put out.
Mm-hmm. And then she's oblivious to anything that just happened. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what happened to the studio?
Yeah, what happened to that guy? He's just laying like bleeding to death.
Oh, he got cut in half and set on fire. It's
Mm-hmm.
It's the
whole thing.
Is there blood in my hair? I thought you guys had like a dressing room and a makeup team. What happened?
Why is Namor throwing fucking lightning out of his hands?
Yep.
You found that video.
Welcome back. One of us is joining on a 30-second satellite delay.
You're not wrong. That's
I watched this gameplay video, and they've been switching through characters every time they die, and they just got to Namor, and he looks like an Altered Beast character. Like
Wrong from your goal.
And he went out like a fucking pussy.
I mean, he's Namor, dude.
Yeah. Can't expect much.
The only thing that Namor is really good at is banging Sue.
To be fair, who isn't?
Or Emma. Or Emma.
Oh yes, that's right. He hit that. He tapped that diamond pooty.
Yeah.
Dude, she's a village bicycle at this point. Like, who hasn't fucked on the crust? Like
the doorknob.
I mean, I think the only one left is Iceman, and that's because he's gay. So
has Hank banged her?
Nah, Hank's been banging Abigail Brand on and off, I think. Last I knew.
Did Logan ever? Because I know he usually bangs anybody, but
real villain
probably
in comics today is unprotected sex.
That's not true, because there'll be a whole lot more either AIDS or pregnancies going on.
Full penetration.
Well, I have been saying that modern comics is like AIDS. So.
This is true.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
it does slowly.
Oh, dude! It's not. This is Marvel. It's not AIDS. It's the legacy virus.
This is true.
Right, yeah, so somebody's secret power is being able to hand out the legacy virus without actually having it, but they,
only one character in Marvel.
Mr. Sinister.
Only one character in Marvel has ever died of AIDS.
Fucking wait, what?
Not Colossus.
AIDS?
AIDS, yeah.
Who was that?
We were still going.
It was in Hulk.
Oh,
General Talbot.
Well,
I can't remember the dude's name. That's the worst part.
Yeah, it was somebody who the Hulk knew or something. And he was trying to. He actually because he was a Professor Hulk, and he was trying to cure it. And that was the whole story. It's like, because
Hulk.
we can literally like.
This is killing me now.
Wilson.
We can.
Wilson?
Yeah, he was a black guy, right?
He was.
He was a black guy with AIDS who was the nephew of Sam
That's
Wilson.
racist.
Let's see. I'm just gonna do this. Hulk AIDS.
Yeah, it was Jim Wilson.
Yeah.
Jim Wilson.
Yeah.
I put in Hulk, and the first response was Hulk Hogan posing.
Nice. Yeah. You need to do some weird shit to Google's algorithms, typing in things like Hulk AIDS.
Yeah.
List of Marvel Comics characters with AIDS. Let's check this out.
One.
Well, no.
No.
Well, one that's died, I guess.
There was a few. What's his name? North Star's.
Matt Murdock's girlfriend. What's her name?
Who's this?
Daredevil's girlfriend.
Oh no! North Star admitted that he was a booty banger because he wanted to make a point about AIDS. Okay, never mind.
Oh, it was Joanne
His sister
Bobier.
just died because she sucked.
It was North Star's adopted daughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, check this out. Like there was a character named Tyler Lang who died of AIDS.
Oof.
Yeah.
Just pull the teeth right out of my head, man.
Or at least has AIDS.
Karen Page ended up. I don't know if she actually had AIDS or was Mysterio fucking around.
Mysterio gave her AIDS.
That was retconned.
Okay.
Well, he does have ties to the showbiz industry.
Well, the whole thing was like.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying.
She went to California and started doing porn, and that's the whole thing was like that's how she got AIDS, but it turns out she didn't.
I wonder if they're gonna do that storyline in Daredevil.
Oh, in the show, in the cinematic.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd love that for fucking Deborah Ann Wall to be running around strung out in heroin.
Oh yeah,
looks like she is already though. So
right,
I'd still throw it in it, but
yeah.
Yeah, because that was
no.
that was a poignant thing because she came and said she had AIDS, and then Bullseye kills her, and he says something like, "Oops, I did it again," kind of thing. Like,
oops, I did it again.
Yeah, because he keeps killing Daredevil's girlfriends. Oops,
I did it again. That one was toxic.
He did it. Got him. And the greatest villain in history is Britney Spears.
Rated 0.5 has been canceled. This is our last episode.
I'm happy to have sunk the ship.
Yeah.
This is literally every episode of the Steve Harvey Show. Well, this is my last episode. Come back tomorrow.
Oh, what are you talking about? We're about to go into overtime soon.
Yeah, nice. Have we actually addressed the topic? I forgot. I haven't been paying attention.
A little. Yeah, we started
out some villains, and I like the anti-hero.
I mean, if anybody's still listening.
Well, nobody's listening yet. So
basically, I'm going to tell you though right now what I think about anti-heroes. They're basically the person wanted to write a villain, but was supposed to write a hero. I'm pretty sure that's how the first anti-hero in comics came into being. Is like they were like, well, you got to make a new hero, and the guy was like, oh, but I wanted to write a new villain. I'm just going to make this guy.
Tell you how that happened.
Or there's just the fascination with turning a villain into kind of like a heroic figure.
No, here you go. Here's how it happened. They came up with a character, and he was supposed to be a hero that was misled to, go after another hero. There was one problem. This hero used guns.
Oh,
Punisher? He's the Punisher?
It's the Punisher, yep. I would go on record to say the Punisher was probably the first anti-hero.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, significant one for sure.
Yeah, because come on, the first thing you see of him is on the cover of looking through Spider-Man through a sniper scope. So,
and let us note that in one reality, Punisher did actually kill Spider-Man.
Yep.
He didn't. They brought him back like 10, 20 issues.
No, because nothing happened after Ultimatum. None of that bullshit exists.
Another one, Punisher ended up getting the symbiote.
I remember that one.
Yep.
And I remember that one because he dominated the symbiote.
Oh, yeah.
That was what was interesting about that. His will was so strong.
Baron Corbin card.
The true villain of WWE is Baron Corbin.
This is horse shit.
But somebody's playing Supercard, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the that what if was really interesting because he fully dominated the symbiote. He basically said, "Look, I'm not going to do what you want to do, but if you want to go along with me and help me out, that's fine."
Yeah. If you want to hang out and help me totally kill all of these people, we can do that.
He said, but
he did, and he basically became random.
Yeah. Because he's like when he first started using it, it would shoot webs and shit. He's like, webs. This is stupid. And then it made Uzis. He had Uzis on the side of his arms and shit.
Yep. He became random.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that Random was a character in the X Factor books, and that was kind of his power. He could turn his hands and shit into guns.
You mean like Bushwhacker?
His arms into guns.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bushwhacker. Yeah, kind of.
There's no such thing as an original character anymore. We know this.
But Random was big and gray and wore the dumb bandana and the little round sunglasses like Strong Guy wore because this was the 90s.
Yeah, I was going to say,
remember.
There was I had some friends. We were all comic book collectors and stuff. And this one guy, he was always the Joker in the crowd, right? He's always making. And we were talking about favorite, heroes and stuff like that. And he says, somebody like me. It is him talking, right? Somebody like me, I like the classics. I like Batman, Superman. He says, my friend over here, his name was Travis. He said, my friend Travis over here, his favorite heroes are guys with claws, guys with guns. He's a 90s boy. That's how it is.
What about guys with claws on their guns?
No, dude, literally, the 90s was... the 90s was gun claw paradise.
With a little bit of sword.
With a little bit of sword.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I kind of put claws with guns and swords. That's kind of kind of put it all together there. But it was literally hey, I actually have cool powers, but fuck that, I got this sword.
Well, yeah, like Psylocke.
Or you could be like Shatterstar, and we're not sure what your power is outside of the sword.
Yeah, we're pretty sure you're a mutant of some kind, but
I think Shatterstar's power is sword.
It was.
I think it's just sword.
So wait,
So
are you guys
like,
telling
okay,
me
so we
though-
got Cable, who is, a time-shifting genius, and, he's got cybernetic stuff, and, like, what's your deal? I'm like, sword.
I thought Cable was a marketing stunt by Comcast or something like that.
Oh. Well, now, see, this is the 90s, and you wouldn't remember, but we didn't have Comcast back then.
Oh,
Yeah.
We actually had independent cable companies all over the place. For example, in Portland at that time, it was Paragon Cable. Paragon, just watch us now. They had their own jingle and everything, man. I'm telling you, like, it was a different world back then when we had to have fucking cords on our phones, brother.
Here we go. Powers and abilities. Shatterstar possesses an overall superhuman level of physical and mental attributes. You notice that's like every fucking superhero.
Yeah, beyond peak human, everything, sure.
Yeah. Like, except for Batman, they always put him as what they call peak human.
Yeah, peak.
Like he's literally pushed himself as far as a human being can go at that point. As far as
Captain America, well, that's debatable because he did have the super soldier serum and the Vita Ray treatments.
Yeah, so he kind of
So
that
he
kind of
is
like
a bit
put him beyond
peak human.
Yeah.
Cyclops is peak human.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that was another thing. If you look back in the 90s, Cyclops was like ripped.
Oh yeah.
Cyclops was fucking jacked.
He's as jacked as a human can be, brother.
So what you're saying is he's a genetic freak.
And he's not normal.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, I seriously have a question real quick though.
Yeah,
So if you wanted to make the epitome of 90s superheroes, then you would turn Wolverine into a Deadpool.
And give him a lot of pouches.
Yep.
And also make him look more like Layfield. I mean, like the tiny hips and like the shoulders that are mile wide and the enormous thighs and poorly drawn feet.
So you'd make
Or
Spawn.
non-existent, dude.
You would make Spawn, yes.
Dude, Spawn is literally
Spawn,
peak
but
90s
with
comic hero.
more blades. He had a fair number of guns. We need at least one sword, and I don't mean medieval Spawn.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But he also needs to be bigger, like Overt Kill.
Overt kill. Remember that?
So yeah, I think the lesson we've learned here today is comic book fans are the actual one true hero of all comics.
or
Hero.
It's us. It's us.
Or villain. No,
Villain,
all the
hero,
fans.
same
It's
difference.
both.
Yeah.
We're anti-heroes. There we go. Hey, bam.
We're all
Full
anti-heroes
circle.
now.
No, I think
Yeah, I'm
anybody
inclined to
still
agree with
reading
that.
comics today is a fucking true hero.
I am glad that I bought this.
Buying them.
I'm glad I bought this gun that shoots claws. It's great.
You're the real MVP.
But does it shoot swords?
No,
wait,
they're
I got
claws that look like swords, so it's fine.
Hey,
The ultimate 90s hero.
Wait. That was a weapon from Borderlands.
It was, wasn't it?
Jesus.
But yeah, go ahead, Jason. What are you
The
going to say?
ultimate 90s hero is Youngblood collectively.
Oh, SWAT cats.
Youngblood. Yes.
Oh man, young.
Every character was at least 100 years old because they had so many lines on their faces.
That
Like
fucking
Harbinger.
Liefeld.
Yeah, that's Liefeld. The Youngblood.
Oh god, the guy that looked like fucking
Because,
Shatterstar.
like okay,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, one day we need to do it. We need to do a show like of the history of like how
like why everyone
how
hates Layfield.
well, no, how Image came to be, because it literally was like, okay, you know, what's his name? McFarlane made Spawn, because he was basically trying to make a edgy Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Edgy Spider, Hail Man, Hail Spider. Edge.
Yeah. Jim Lee made
Oh, Bedrock. Yeah, that guy.
what was Jim Lee? God, what was the name of that team?
SWAT cats.
Wild.
No, Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Yeah, Wildcats. So he made Wildcats, which was basically because he wanted to keep doing X-Men. So he made his own X-Men, and Rob Liefeld was like, "Well, wait a minute, he got the X-Men. I'm gonna make my own X-Men. Fuck you." So he made Youngblood.
No, he wanted to remake X-Force.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
13, is that
I kinda-
fucking,
I kinda
New
throw-
mutants or something.
I guess you
Gen
could say
13
that.
was
Generation
actually
X.
pretty cool.
That was Malibu.
It was.
though.
It was.
Yeah.
No. Gen 13 wasn't Malibu.
No.
I thought maybe I'm getting mixed up. I'm getting mixed up. With
But it was made as a direct riff off Generation X.
yeah.
Oh, and I just found my Gen 13 meets the Max comic.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, I have that crossover issue from like 1,000 years ago.
You're from the future, aren't you?
I snagged that. Max. So.
Yeah.
All right. So can we finish this now? Are we done? Because I'm kind of.
Before we get on another tangent, I think we should wrap it up.
This has been whatever the hell this has been.
Yeah. This is the most disjointed
Hardcore
fucking
nonsense.
episode I've ever fucking. Yeah.
After the last one, you say that. I mean, that was.
All right, everybody. This has been Secret Wars.
The Wars of the Secret Infinity clone.
Yes, exactly.
Messiah.
Saga.
But yeah,
Saga.
if you liked it, go buy some comics at your local comic shop.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
If you didn't like it, I don't want to know you.
But yeah,
leave a comment in the description.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and whatever.
Yeah.
Retweet. I'm so bad at that.
And donate to Chapo Trap House.
Yeah. Patreon link in the bio.
But no, Jason, do your spiel, man.
If you liked it, go to your local comic shop, support them. Donate to the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. Go listen to the Nothing in Particular podcast with this cheeky motherfucker.
At NIP podcast on the twitter.com.
Nobody uses Twitter anymore.
Your mama uses Twitter.
Oh, got him.
My mother's legally blind, so she can't use Twitter. Oh,
that's not true, you fucking ableist. There are cell phone modes for that.
Text to speech, motherfucker.
Yeah, see?
Oh god, having your fucking text read to you by a computerized voice.
Lol.
I just read all my text in your voice.
But yeah, if you survive this, come back next week. I swear it'll be better.
Hopefully.
We'll be way more fucking intoxicated next week, so.
Yeah, we'll see.